Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, January 17th, 2023, and counting. I got 2023 right. How do you like
Yay.
that?
Yes, you did.
Yay,
Yes.
yeah. It's the Westfield On Weekend Show. My name is Bob Pless. I am here in Studio 122. What is it?
120.
120. I don't know
120,
why
122, whatever it takes.
All right, okay.
Did
Studio 120.
We moved?
No.
No,
We moved one room down the hall.
We already.
That's how we named this place.
That's right. Move us. Hey, my name is Bob Pless. As I said, this is Rick Berry. He is my temporary assistant, my plunging
Bob,
co-host.
it's been a couple of years now. I don't think we have to call him temporary anymore. He
Okay.
is your co-host du jour.
My co-host is your
Co-host of the day?
Yeah, with Jay
No,
Pagluca is
In absentia.
Yes.
I guess temporary. When would
Xerox is his master.
when temporary.
No, temporary.
How long does a temporary last before it becomes
6 months, he becomes permanent.
It could be temp.
Oh, you could be a permanent temp.
6 months, he becomes permanent. That's how it works.
I'm temporarily.
There's a fire call somewhere.
Oh,
I'm
God.
temporarily
Yep, there
permanent.
goes a fire call behind you guys.
Uh-oh.
I saw the
Oh,
lights
my
start to
God.
flash white
Oh,
on top of the traffic
Look at-
lights.
Yeah. We're looking at the green for those on the radio.
There goes an ambulance.
And oh gosh, I
This is when they happen.
really applaud those great hard workers. And I always, do you pray when a car like that drives by at all?
An ambulance?
Yeah, neither. Yeah,
Nah.
I always say a little prayer of some type, if I can. If I, if I can, like
If you can. I don't- if you,
I don't know. Peter Cole's the kitten of the keys, and our great producer is in the square right there. I am drinking my coffee without a straw because I forgot to ask for a straw, or they should give that regularly, I guess.
They should give that to you,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I was preoccupied.
I have a big mug in there if you want to do that. It's called Coffee Queen. It belonged to Megan.
Oh, your former girlfriend.
Yes, she left it at the house. So
Oh.
now it's here along with all the coffee cups that I don't use at home.
So there's a mug there that says Coffee Queen.
It is.
A part of that is all of it is right, but no,
busted your chops.
no, I'm not wearing it. You don't wear it. You
You drink it.
you're not
Bob.
buying
You
it.
use it. How big a coffee cup do you have a special mug at home, Rick Berry?
I use the same one.
You
My
use this,
Yeti.
What is it? And what does it say?
It says Dog Dad.
Dog Dad.
Dog Dad.
So you
Yes.
got that like on a Father's Day or Pet
I
Lover's
think it
Day or
was,
something?
might have been Christmas.
It's very nice.
Might have been
It
Christmas.
is appropriate.
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
a dog.
yeah. I have mugs at home, and there's one that has a lip to it. It has a lip all the way around that I really love. That my mother gave me. Oh my God, when I was 20 or something. So
Really?
it's a really old one.
It has nostalgia.
Well, I guess so. I don't know. Just that it says season's greetings on it, I guess, or joy to the world or something. Yeah, I don't know. What if it dropped and I broke it like I drop and break everything in my home? I don't. It's not something that I would be so concerned about. I don't know. Hey, you have a big. Is it this weekend or no? Next weekend.
1 week from this coming Saturday.
Tell everybody what you're doing and whatever that thing is.
The 19th annual Penguin Plunge.
19th.
Yes.
Who came up with the idea, incidentally? Was it done someplace else and then you decided to do it here?
No, somebody 19 years ago came up with the idea to raise money to help the museum.
Rather than doing a run.
Yeah,
Like everybody else
was.
does.
Yeah, like everybody else is doing, because everybody, and then they have the polar plunge that people do on like New Year's Day and stuff like
sure.
that. So they
Of course.
decided to do one. They thought it was a good idea to go jump in the water in January.
And if you're watching on Channel 15, you can scan the QR code on the screen.
Oh yeah, to get you more information and stuff like that.
Oh.
So yeah, so we raised money to go jump in the water, to allow us to go jump in the water.
You pay someone to jump in as a.
Or you could do it yourself.
As a donation.
Yeah, as a donation. So it's a
Yeah.
donation to the Children's Museum, and you're allowed.
And how much does it cost for me to get into cold water?
Well, we asked that people raise a minimum of $75 for the museum.
Which is nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I raised 50, you're not going to not.
We'll
gonna
find
keep-
25 for you at the
Yes.
door, Bob.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will find for you. We would.
I'm not getting in it. I'm telling you right now, I am not going
I'll
into
give you
Hampton Bun.
$25.
No,
That's
no,
right.
You know
no,
who'd
no,
be
no.
funny doing it? I think James would do it.
We give you the senior discount.
You need to, Bob. You need to talk to James. James would do it in a
Oh, gosh.
heartbeat.
You know, I don't know if you do this with your when I'm taking a shower. When I used to take showers, when I was no, I take showers. So that's wrong. I take showers, everyone, and now I've got the argument: do you take a shower every day or not?
Yes.
Or is that a Well, I do.
I get stinky if I don't.
Oh, do you? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Well, not taking a shower, some people purport that it is better to do it every other day. It's better for your hair. It's better for your immune system or whatever. I don't buy into it because
There's
my
nothing better to
Oh.
wake you up than warm water. Just
Yeah.
nothing better. To
So
wake
at
you
the end of that hot shower, do you then put in a cold kind of thing? Did you
No.
turn the water cold for just a second?
No.
You never did that?
No. Well, I've done it by mistake, and so what am I doing?
up. Like, whoa, hello.
As a teenager and beyond, I don't know what it was about me, but I thought that was a good thing. That would kind of make me make me a superhero if I could take the cold water for just a few seconds. You know, it was stupid. I stopped it when I turned 30, I think, or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I would always do this.
Yeah.
All right,
So
we're plunging.
we're plunging. Yeah. So it's going to be a great day. It's just remember it is January 28th.
It's over before it starts, basically. It's a
Oh,
short-
really?
There's
some fun.
Yeah, there's some fun things. We'll have the fire department there with some chili. We're going to have entertainment from our very own JPEG Luca
Oh, yeah, was he singing?
playing music for us,
All right.
and
Yeah.
we'll
But you gather, and maybe it's an hour of gathering,
Yeah.
and an hour then and an hour all told.
right.
So-
The plunging itself, we start registration at 11:30, and by 1:30, 2 o'clock, everything is done. So
1:30.
because you don't spend a lot of time in the water, you can't, and that's when you get.
Do you have any sense of what the water
Explain
is
to them.
like
Well,
now?
explain to them how it works. So everybody gets there. They register in.
Yeah, and then they'll
Then there's opening ceremonies, depending on how cold it is the length of that.
right, yeah, because last year it was way too cold we couldn't. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we just needed to just move
Just
along.
get
in,
right
get
in.
out.
Get in,
hit-
get out.
So then once you
And
get
get
in,
done.
you can go down all the way to ring the bell that's in the water.
Yes.
And then you come back, and the trick of this is
Oh,
you
there's
told
a
us-
bell in the water?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The trick of this
Yeah.
is to wear as little clothes as possible in the
Yes.
water because
Because
all those cold water clothes conduct heat away from your body.
yes, and that's what causes hypothermia.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, there's a heated
you're
tent.
recommending me to come in there nude
No,
No, in a
No,
speedo,
Bob.
in a speedo,
in
maybe,
a
but
speedo.
nude is not allowed in
That's
this.
even
Yes.
worse than nude, as far as I'm concerned.
Hampton Pods, Bob, is not a
Really?
nude beach.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yes.
But there's also a heated tent right outside when you get back up on the beach, there's a heated tent
Uh-huh.
so you can warm up and change.
Yep.
I'm not doing it.
yeah,
I've told you, and I'm not.
That's-
I've already donated, though. I've donated
Yes.
to you. I haven't
donated to
donated
me.
to Chuck Kelly. Please, I forgot it. I had a conniption the other day on Friday because they said, "Oh my God, tomorrow's the thing," and I got to donate to Chuck Kelly. And then when I realized it was 2 weeks later, I said, "Oh, I got another 2 weeks." So,
yeah. So it's so it's the 28th. So there's still time to help out the Children's Museum. So every donation goes back to the Children's Museum. So we'll have safety precautions in place. We have volunteers from the fire department in the water doing their cold water training. So in case something happens. So, it's a safe, fun event. It's a lot of laughs. We're going to have a costume contest.
oh, really? Have you?
Yeah.
Will you have your costume?
So you can wear your costume
yeah.
and come out and have a good time.
Sounds
Spend a
very
couple
good.
hours, supporting a local
a really wonderful charity. I was walking yesterday. I'm going through this thing. I think I talked about it last week, where if I close my eyes, I fall asleep. Now, I actually started to type in narcolepsy into my computer yesterday, and then I said, it's probably best that I don't read about narcolepsy.
Yeah, because then you'll obsess upon it.
And then and then I'm really going to be narcoleptic, because yesterday for some reason
Bob doesn't obsess about anything.
no, nothing.
No, not our Bob. No.
No. I got up. You're Peter. I love it that you appreciate my idiosyncrasies.
Bob, I love you dearly, and everything about you is just awesome.
Oh, well, I could name a couple of things that you probably aren't going to say are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Bob,
all
you're
right,
a hoot.
All right, okay. So
An old school hoot.
I'm lying in bed yesterday, and no, I'm not lying. I'm sleeping in bed, and the phone rang, and it was Ed Orgill from Westfield State. The first thing out of Ed's mouth is, it was like 8:45. Okay, by that time you guys had had a full day of life. I was still in the throes of Morpheus, as we say, and so he asks the question, "I hope I didn't wake you?" ? What do you say to that if you've been woken? Do you tell somebody that you've just been awakened at a godly hour instead of an ungodly hour?
I say, why, yes, you did, but what's up?
Oh, okay. So how about you, Rick? Or
Yeah,
you lie?
I would.
You
No.
If
I
you
would
were
say.
lying, okay. But if suppose it was 11 o'clock in the morning, and I called you, and I
was
said, I hope
sleeping?
I didn't wake you. What is your response then?
Well,
don't
depending
you-
on the day,
No.
I might
this
be
is
sleeping.
This is like Wednesday.
it's no, not at 11 o'clock in the morning. No,
When you're not
that's a
sleeping.
reasonable. That's a reasonable hour to text somebody into.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I say, "Hi, Rick. I hope I didn't wake you." What do you say? And you're in.
I would be
sound sleep.
polite. If I was in a sound sleep early in the morning.
Yeah. No,
Why-
11 o'clock in the morning.
Well, no, I'm up. What's up, Bob?
Yeah, you're gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm going to lie at
Why
11
are you
o'clock.
gonna lie?
Because at 11 o'clock you shouldn't be sleeping. Well, some people are because they work the night shift.
Yes.
Or they work the overnight.
But isn't that funny when people call you that?
Or they just wanna
you
take
have
a-
that moment where you say, "Do I tell the truth or don't I tell the?"
Or they want to take a nap.
Yeah. Well, I was 8:45. Would you say, "Oh God, he's still asleep at 8:45"?
In the morning?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you.
I think
yeah.
8:45 is still reasonable.
At what
I
time?
kinda wait
at
till-
time. What time does it become unreasonable? I just need to know this in case you ever call me.
Anytime before, I think
God,
I think anytime before 8 o'clock, unless it's an
No, wait a
emergency
minute.
or
8:40. Anytime
bef-
before
8 a.m.
Okay.
Before 8:40 is after 8 a.m.
Now, for you, Peter, is it 8 a.m.?
Getting up in the morning?
No, calling somebody.
Oh, yeah, I try not to bother anybody before 8. Unless I know they're working or something like that and they're already up.
Unless you know them well.
Well, yeah, so Christy gets up to go to stores, and she's up at like 6 because she's got to be on the road by 7. So I know her schedule, so it's not a big deal to text her if I know she's up.
Oh, okay, got it.
If she's working from home, she doesn't get up till 6:45 and hop in the shower and jump on the computer,
No.
so.
Yeah. For me, it's 9 o'clock. I think always for me, it's like workday begins at 9 o'clock. So if I'm sleeping beyond the 9 o'clock, which is my want, I do that now regularly. People assume, and Ed assumed, he said, "Oh, Bob." So I told him the truth yesterday, incidentally. I said, "Yes, I'm still sleeping. Would you believe that?" And he said, "Oh, Bob, I thought because you got that show, you get up every day at 5 a.m." Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You couldn't get up every day. at 5
No,
a.m. Let me
there's
say
no
that.
way I could.
There's no way you could pull off the grind that I pull off.
No, there is no, Peter. I don't know how you do it. So,
Not gracefully. How's that?
all right. So I said, after he said, I said, no, Ed, I don't. But I'm really glad to talk with you. Let me move into the other room so I don't wake James, who's sleeping beside me. So give him some more guilt. Add on the guilt. You've woken two people. So I go into the other room and then we chat about good things, upcoming things at the center. But it got me to thinking that this penchant that I'm on of sleeping longer in the morning, I'm having trouble getting rid of it. I made sort of a resolution that I was going to stop my long sleeping in the morning, which is only about 2 months long. I've only been sleeping till 10:30, 11 every night. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What time do you go to bed?
I go to bed about 11, but I read until midnight.
Okay.
And I need 10 hours.
So you need your beauty sleep.
10 hours. Holy
Wow.
crap. I'd kill for that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm working on right now at about 4.5, I think.
God.
Maybe 5.
Oh, my gosh. See, this is the thing. I would like to be you guys. I want to be you.
I'm not doing it gracefully. I can tell you that.
I want to be you. I really want to be you, but
you
got this.
You really want to be?
We really want to be you. Yes, yeah.
Oh, I'll function for about 4 hours and then I'll crash.
Oh, all right. God, that's me on Tuesdays. So I usually tell people on Tuesdays, don't call me in the afternoon. On Tuesdays, I'm napping. Yeah. And then when they call me at 3 o'clock, oh, it's all right. Listen, here's the other deal. If you're taking a nap at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you call me and you say, "Hi, Bob, how are you? I hope I didn't wake you." Yes, you did. I've been napping. That's okay because it's legal to take a nap in the afternoon. It's illegal to be awake not awake after 9 a.m.
Wait a minute. So you sleep till 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, and then I have.
You get up. You have breakfast or brunch.
Yeah,
you
that
have
wears
brunch.
me out.
You have brunch.
Yeah.
And then 3 o'clock, you're taking a nap.
That's right.
God, I want your life.
And then it's 7 o'clock.
You need a dog again to get you up at 7.
I think you're probably right. 7 o'clock at night. No,
7 a.m.
No, I know it. But 7:30 at night, when after at about 6:30, maybe after a bit of Ari Melber at night, or watching the news, I say, "James, do you want to watch something?" And he'll say, "Yeah." And so we'll choose something to watch on television. And then about 7:35, it's nap time during the movie. So I take another nap around 7:30.
You take a nap before you go to get ready to go to bed.
I take a nap because I'm watching a movie, and I get lulled into this sleep thing.
I had that happen when I'm tired.
Oh, well, like
that happens to me when I'm tired.
This is the whole thing.
From watching a TV show, like yesterday I was watching a documentary. I was really interested.
Yeah.
It was an old History Channel documentary about Pappy Boyington, and I just started dozing
the airplane
off.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I started dozing off, yeah.
Has no bearing on whether the show. They could be murdering somebody.
This could be happening outside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Marine Marching Band. The man who is the detective could be saying, "And now I'm going to tell you who murdered so and so." I am falling asleep at the moment. Hi, I'm about to tell you. Boom, and that's it. And then I awake. At which time James says, "You've been sleeping, haven't you?" I said, "Yeah." Who murdered? No, don't tell me. I'll watch it. So we got all these murder mysteries that I don't know who murdered them because we watched the show together, and I want to see what happened. Yeah. So at any rate, the conversation we're having is about my sleeping pattern.
Yes.
How
you think you're narcoleptic?
Yeah. How am I going to break this? Maybe Tina Gorman has an answer because it might come with my territory. I don't know.
But isn't narcolepsy just falling asleep while you're sitting here? I could just...
Yes. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yes.
That's narcolepsy.
Yeah. I only had one episode of narcolepsy in my life. And can you think of a time that's happened?
No.
I had the most embarrassing time.
I fell asleep in a car, driving.
Well,
and ended up in the middle of the road on 91.
That is, oh my God! Yeah.
All of a sudden, you wake up and you're in grass, and you're like,
Oh my God, Peter, that is my fear. Once on
I'm in my 20s.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, I spent talking to my girlfriend, and I mean talking, folks. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So we were up all night. I was young, and I was naive that there was anything beyond talking. So I was talking to my girlfriend. I was in Boston, and I got in the car to go home at 7:00 in the morning, and a snowstorm began on the way. Around Palmer, I couldn't stay awake. I could not stay awake. It was blinding snow, and all I wanted to do was kind of like get off the road, okay, and just sleep. Couldn't get off the road because it's blinding snow, and
you couldn't tell where the road was?
I hardly could tell where the road was. And I was doing it. I had the windows open. I was singing Broadway musicals. I had the music loud. There was nothing I could do to keep from falling asleep. And I actually and then it went, and suddenly, yes. And suddenly Ludlow came. Thank God for Ludlow. And there it was. The Howard Johnsons. Yes. What are you playing there, Pete?
Yes.
Howard Johnson's. Oh, yeah. Howard Johnson's was there. Howard Johnson's. I called my parents. I said, I couldn't call my parents. How could I talk to my parents?
There was the payphone out front.
Payphone. Okay, go. So, yeah, go to the payphone and call them. I said,
what's that?
I'm going to sleep.
You know what I do, Bob, nowadays?
I fell asleep for an hour before I went in the car.
I've done that when I drove with Kenny down Florida.
Yeah.
We stopped in a rest area or a truck stop, pulled in between two trucks, and left the car running, kept the heat on because it was cold.
Oh, of course.
And you take a nap for about an hour, and then you're good.
There's something about that, really. Yeah.
Power nap.
That's a good idea. I could do that here in Westfield in the middle of the afternoon because it's a transition from I'm trying to stop napping, so go ride, and then I pull over and I take a little.
Yeah, that's.
Doesn't work.
So when does it become sleeping between? When is the definition of a nap and sleeping?
Sleeping is probably over an hour and a half.
How long is a nap?
Well, it depends.
I'd say
it's a sliding scale.
20 minutes to 30. 20 to 30 minutes is, or is it an hour? Peter, you called in.
I think it's up to an hour.
Up to an hour. All right.
I've done in like minute segments where you're good for about 4 or 5 hours of driving, and then you gotta do another nap again.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Although one of these times I'm bound to determine run a video camera in the car.
Yeah.
With me and Kenny, like they have the front and back camera. Running video of us on a travel and just do a vlog video with me and Kenny. Oh my God, it'd be so funny.
It would be really great. Thelma and Louise, except with a happy ending. I guess it's a happy ending. Is Thelma and Louise's ending happy?
That they're driving off a cliff?
Yeah.
Well, maybe to them it is.
I mean, I never got that. The idea that they were so, they're taking control of their lives by, at any rate. Hey, okay, so
where's the kaboom?
Where was
there
I?
Was supposed to be an earth
Where
shot.
were
we're here on Greylock Street.
It's
the
27 minutes in, and I still haven't finished the story. Shall I leave shall I not tell when? Shall I not tell when I was teaching at Agawam High School? I'm going to tell it now that I started.
I think I saw Jessica pull in. She's probably in her car laughing, trying to compose herself.
Yeah. So I was teaching in Agawam every Halloween. Okay, I would read to my class The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. It's a really great book to read aloud.
Yes.
Okay, short story. Beat, beat, beat. The heart is beating, and I hate his eye, and all that stuff.
Well, you shouldn't have buried him under the floorboards.
That's the Cliff Notes version.
Oh yeah, that's to buried him under. No, I think it's a wall. Don't I wall him up at the end? Don't I put the body? I wall up the wall, him behind the wall, and then the heart is still beating in there, and then I go crazy. It's a perfect. Some Halloween, I'll read it on the show here for us. Okay, it's a perfect Halloween thriller. For somebody to go crazy on the air.
I was talking to my neighbor yesterday, and she watches the show. Hi, Terry. How are you? Good morning. She loves you, Bob.
Oh,
she just she thinks you're a nut.
He is.
And she loves. I don't know which
Hi,
one of us
Terry.
is crazy, and
Thank
whether it's me and Pete for being here or Bob.
I appreciate
All I
it.
know is on Homan for the holidays, we weren't needed at all.
Yes.
Oh,
exactly.
gosh. Well, look,
We were just looking pretty.
God. Well, look I wanted to finish the damn story. That's what okay.
You had
so
a
I'm standing there
You were
reading.
talking about a dam?
Yeah. I was standing there reading in front of the class. I would stand in front of my desk. I can still picture myself. And if you were in my class at Agawam High School, everyone, the folks in Agawam, you may have witnessed this. But I was reading the book, and I had been up the night before partying with my my theater friends, and somehow or other, I fell asleep in the middle of a sentence. And and quoth the raven, and I fell asleep. And it was like, I don't know how long I was out. Nobody said a word. And then I kind of like woke up, and I had all these pubescent, prepubescent faces staring at me. And I went.
They thought you had a
And
connection.
then I thought, it was like when you called me in the early morning, and I had a decision to make. What do I do? Do I just say I fell asleep, or did I just continue?
Right. It was a dramatic pause.
It was a. If your teacher is standing there reading, and you're talking to him, or he's talking to you, he's reading your story. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who really wanted to fly. And one day she said to her father, "Dad, I'd like to fly. Could you do anything about it?" "Yes," the father said. He went to the treasure chest and he picked.
The transmitter alarm's going off.
Up. He picked up a. That's exactly. I just did you what happened in class. Can you imagine if that happened? So that was my narcolepsy event back when I was 27. All right, time to play a song, everyone. I'm sorry I bored you for a good half hour.
That's called highly entertaining.
Oh, God. Leo Sayer, I found him online the other day. I didn't realize. Watch the Leo Sayer tapes of him
You've never
young.
heard Leo Sayer?
I thought Leo Sayer was a jazz musician. Isn't that strange? Turns out to be a man with a high voice.
Pop star.
He's a big pop star in the 70s, I think.
Yeah.
And if you Google him in the early days, you can see him now and see where he became. He still has that curly hair of his. But and he was adorable as a kid or as a young man. Playing and singing this song, "You Make Me Feel Like Dancing." I love this song. Here it is.
You've got a cute way of talking. You got the better of me. Just snap your fingers and I'm walking.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, January 17th.
Wake up, Bob.
Oh, God. The minute she comes in the room, I light up. I light up. You'll have to just stay with me all day long. Jessica.
What am I?
How much does it
No.
I'm feeling slighted here now. Yeah, I don't.
I'm actually shocked myself because my gender over here. I wasn't sure I would be the one to light Bob up. So I'm feeling pretty good over here today.
Jeez, am I jumping the fence, everybody? This is. I don't know. Jess, we were just. I think.
Were you listening on the way in?
I was. I
Yeah.
heard
Yes.
the whole show. Yeah.
And,
Yes.
And you.
That's why you didn't want to get out of your car.
You buy into this idea that you lie when people call.
Which mic did he
Oh,
just...
I know. I don't understand why, but it's obviously something that's just ingrained in us as human beings because anytime I'm sleeping, if the phone rings and you answer it, you do pretend that you were not sleeping. Like you're asleep. I was not sleeping. No, I was awake. What do you mean? I was awake.
I was only resting my eyes.
And I don't understand, but I don't call anyone before 9 in the morning. And now that I've, matured into my 40s, I will not take a call before 9 in the morning. And I do not keep my phone in my bedroom. You people who keep your phones in your bedroom are crazy.
No.
That's crazy.
But doesn't it drive you
phone
nuts
is
when
my
it goes
alarm
off in the
clock.
morning, though?
So
Yes.
somebody's calling you in the other room and you're not running out of the bed. You're just saying, the hell with that.
I even go so far as to turn my ringer off. I'll turn my ringer off, and then I wake up in the morning, and then around 9:05, I will go physically into the kitchen where I keep it plugged in. I'll flip the ringer on, and if there's any missed calls or anything, I'll just deal with it then. But
You don't
you've
have
got to set some kind of boundaries.
You don't
man.
have a disclaimer on your answering machine. Hi, if you've called and it's 9 a.m. in the morning, what the heck are you doing?
Maybe I'll start that today. If you've called me before 9 a.m., you're insane.
Yeah, I sleep until 9 a.m.
sleep
and
fine.
I am, but any time after 9 a.m., feel free to call me. And I will be up and alive and whatever, and I'll take my retainer out of my mouth.
Give me some time to take my retainer out.
Is it
Yeah.
called a retainer?
I call it a mouth guard.
Mouth guard.
Yeah, I think retainer is specific to like
You have
after
the
you've
most
had
beautiful.
braces.
Look at her teeth there. They're so beautiful and they're so why are you what the heck are you taking a mouth guard for?
Mine is for grinding.
Mine is for grinding.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
it's not for that's why a retainer makes me think of braces to keep your teeth straight. You're retaining your teeth.
So what are we calling this? A grind protector? What do they call it?
Night
Mouth guard.
Night
Oh, mouth guard.
Yeah,
A mouth guard. It's guarding my mouth.
it's guarding your mouth. Do
It's
you
the
have
same thing that a sports athlete wears because when they get hit, your teeth would grind against each other. It's the same reason.
Yeah, is your mouth guard a soft material or is it? a
No,
hard
I
material? like a
mine.
hard plastic.
I paid a lot of money for
Me
mine.
too. Same. I went to the dentist and got that weird hard plastic one.
Oh my God! It's like what's
top or bottom?
Was it like? Well, then we ought to ask Kevin, Dr. Kevin. But how much? You have top and bottom?
No, I asked if yours was top or bottom. Was it for the top or the bottom?
Okay. I'm a top.
That's kind of a personal question, isn't it?
I knew I could get Bob to say that. Top. So mine goes on the bottom. So
No.
yeah, mine is on my bottom, and it's really funny because it has like I call it a ramp, but there's like a big piece that goes up over my bottom teeth. So when I close my mouth, it's like up behind my top teeth. But it's changed my life. I got the mouth guard because I thought I had a problem with my ear. I had a really weird noise in my ear.
Yeah.
And then figured out through just pursuing the ear problem that the noise was actually fluid in my jaw joint that I was hearing because it's so close. So I could hear this fluid build up because it was my jaw that was irritated and not my ear.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the mouth guard, in like 6 months' time, the mouth guard solved all of that problem.
Okay. Now, you put this mouth guard in, and your husband says,
Don't talk to me with that thing in your mouth. I sound like a kid. Well, like the kid with the braces and the retainer and all that headgear coming out.
You're like
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
You
yeah,
start talking like this.
Stop
yeah.
staring at my headgear.
I remember those days.
I could get a job probably.
Which mic is he talking into?
I'm
not.
not.
There you go.
I was
Thank
leaning
you.
backward.
I was gonna say,
I was leaning backward for effect.
I
Okay.
see him popping up on 3 different microphones, and I'm trying to figure out which one he's on.
He's on 4.
All right.
Well, he's supposed to be on 4.
Yeah, okay.
What base am I in? So
First base.
my jaw, or when I grind, apparently, I have the force of a log splitter because I have a hole right now. I've ground
the
a
teeth
hole
away?
in my guard. No,
yeah.
I've hold on. Do you find that?
I did. I broke one, so I broke my
Dogs
first.
love them.
Yeah.
Incidentally,
Dogs
dogs love them. They go for it. My dog has eaten more. My dog. I don't have a dog any longer. Should I put? Yeah.
All right.
I had ate so many of my mouth guards
Well.
that I. And then, do you think the mouth guard that you buy in the store is good enough?
They say no. Of course, the dentist who is, proficient in making the mouth guard that's expensive for you will tell you those mouth guards are no good. But I know people who order them on the, Amazon and
That would be a question for Dr. Kevin.
Yeah. we have a dentist
Remember that
call.
person.
I think you know a dentist that might be able to answer that
Yeah,
for you.
Yeah, he's here every month.
Yeah. So you're going to wear a mouth guard the rest of your life.
It seems like you get hooked on it once you wear it. That it's
Like a
yeah.
teething. It's like teething thing. Did you have like your thumb? Were you a thumb sucker
No.
when you?
No.
You weren't a
Yes.
thumb sucker.
No.
Peter, you were a thumb sucker.
Yep.
How about you?
No.
No, I was a St. Anthony statue sucker. I had a.
I don't even want to ask you what that means.
Oh.
No. No.
Yeah,
no,
good
no.
morning, Westfield.
No, it has nothing to do with
Rick,
Catholicism.
we should get out of here before real trouble begins.
I have it. I have it now. My mother gave it to me. It was a wooden statue of Saint Anthony because my middle name is Saint Anthony.
You know,
Anthony.
Saint Anthony.
And
I'm going
Anthony-
to call
Are
you
you the same as
Bob,
me?
A little wooden statue.
Bob Saint Anthony.
I have a safety question.
I am too.
I
If you
sucked
get-
the
if-
face off
if
of
you
that of Saint Anthony.
Well,
You can- when
I
you
got a
come
safety
over, I'm gonna
question.
see it.
I have a safety question.
Right.
If you get, if God sends down a bolt of lightning,
Yeah.
how close
if
in
we're too close
proximity
to
are we
Bob.
too close? And
It's honor. No.
I could definitely see us being a residual effect
Here,
of Bob's
here,
lightning
Should I-
strike.
collateral damage.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, whatever.
No. Let me explain. St. Anthony was a calming influence, still is a calming influence in my life because I lose things all the time, for one. And there's something about St. I even went to Padua where he was. I went to his birthplace.
Patron saint of lost things. Is that what I'm hearing?
Patron saint of lost things.
Okay.
He's in all the churches, and I've lit candles all over the world. Oh no, like I've been all over the world. I've lit candles, whatever. But it's a wooden. It was a wooden statue. So instead of a, what do they call that you give a little kid to
A
suck?
pacifier.
A pacifier. Instead of a pacifier, my mother handed me a wooden statue of St. Anthony to hold while I was sleeping.
Okay.
Little did she know that I was going to take it and
Right in the mouth of
right
Christ.
in the mouth as a little boy, and as I said, there is no face on this wooden statue of St. Anthony.
And you still
because
have this statue?
It's sitting in my. It's one of my most treasured.
It's amazing.
Is it one of those things that I should give to a descendant of mine to tell this story?
Yes, you should pass that down. That's a good story.
Isn't it a nice story?
Don't look at me. I told you I
Well,
want
let's
you.
do
I want you to leave me something in your will, but
Not
You
the
don't want
statue.
to
yeah.
say your statue.
Was there any chance there was like lead paint on the statue too? I'm just
No. Oh, God.
That would explain a lot.
Oh, God. No, it was wood. It was carved in I don't know, somebody maybe
It
my
was the
father
stain.
carved.
It was the
I
stain.
have no idea, but I'll bring. You know what? The next time you're in, remind me, and I'll bring it in, and we'll show everyone
Like to
the
see that.
statue.
Yes.
Yeah. So at any rate, 6:45 in the morning, everybody.
And we've gotten nowhere.
Got nowhere. I guess this is time to play Cab Calloway's version of Reefer Man. What do you think?
That sounds.
There's
that
a
sounds
real
wonderful.
song called Reefer Man.
Of course there is.
From the 1930s. It's Cab Calloway and his orchestra. Great orchestra, incidentally. Cab Calloway was
great Cab Calloway.
the great Cab Calloway. And this was a song called Reefer Man. And I thought, you know what? We're living in Massachusetts. Why don't we play the darn song?
That's right,
You know,
Reefer Man.
Yeah. Maybe that's what.
Maybe that explains even more.
Yes.
Maybe that's the solution to my narcoleptic.
No, that'll
help you sleep.
No, we'll get you. There's a strain.
Cannabis-
There's a strain you can get for that.
That'll keep you awake?
It's very
Really?
specific. Yeah.
Because
Really?
cannabis is a depressant.
Yep.
But wait a minute. Jessica's saying there's a strain that will keep me awake?
I believe it's the sativas, right? It's indicas that are low. I'm telling you, you talk to somebody and they'll get you a blend.
Oh, and
There's some energy
Dude,
boosting strain.
we know
or at least
somebody.
they're promoting it as such.
as an
but
energy boosting
you
thing.
could try
Really?
to have a little gummy in the middle of the day, give it a little pep in your step.
We could try it at the beginning. Would that be illegal for me to do? No, I can't do it because we'd have to have doctors on call here or something. I don't.
Not in the school, Bob. It's not allowable
yeah.
in this school.
You can't do it in school. Bob.
You can't do it on school
I
property.
can't do it in school properly.
But if you did it at the house and I could pick you up on the way into the radio.
This will be what happening in Bob's house if he does that.
God help me. Is that a real person?
It's Beavis and Butthead.
It's Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, you got it. Oh, man. All right, so let's hear
That would be cool.
Reefer Man by Cab Calloway. Everybody.
Say, man, what's wrong with that cat over there?
I don't know, man. I think he's losing his mind.
Losing his mind?
Yeah.
I think he lost his mind. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? Have you ever met that funny reefer man? If he say he swam from China, try to give you South Carolina, you know you talking to that reefer man. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? Have you ever met a funny reefer man? If he say he walked the ocean, anytime he take the notion, you know you talking to that reefer man. That's right. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? Oh, baby, 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 reefer man. If he trades you dimes for nickels, cause watermelons pickles, you know you talking to that reefer man. Have you ever met a funny reefer man? Have you ever met a funny reefer man? If he gets a sudden mania, tries to give you Pennsylvania, you know you talking to that reefer man. Oh. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? Oh, baby, 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 reefer man. If he say one sweet is funny and molasses tastes like honey, you know you talking to that reefer man. Ah, there he goes. There goes that crazy reefer man. Reefer man.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at betsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday, and yes, I am awake. I am awake, and I'm here with the fabulous Jessica Martin, who I must say is Jessica Martin Realty, Martin Hives, JessicaMartin.com. What is it?
JessicaMartinRealty.com.
Okay, got it right.
And the MartinHives.com.
Is
it MartinHives.com?
Martin Hives.
MartinHives.com.
I'm gonna have to find that because
Get
there's been a
yourself
lot of people on the forums and stuff looking to where to get raw honey.
Ooh, yes.
So
or
and
we can train you how to do your bees.
Yes, I was just going to say, because
have that
Hamden County Beekeepers Association, which Hamden County includes us here in Westfield, has a webpage as well, and beekeeping school starts this Saturday. So
I know I've been running.
Very exciting time of year for beekeeping.
I've been running the ad for that.
Yay!
And I need either you or your counterpart in the school to get me a year-round graphic for the Beekeepers Association.
Oh, we'll work on that today. I have a meeting with Mr. Sperry after this.
Okay, so because I can run it year-round.
Yeah. Well, incidentally, we are doing a at Westfield on weekends, downtown, 105 Elm Street, which is our gallery. We'll talk about this fabulous exhibit that's in here right through February. But in March, April, and hopefully May, we'll be celebrating the bee with a Smithsonian institution.
Can't wait to see it.
Exhibit of basically their giant information posters, etc., about how the bee keeps America, keeps the world alive in a sense.
That's true.
And as part of that, I'm talking to Jessica, everyone, about our Westfield's very own beekeeping class. And maybe we'll do a class, maybe we'll do some informational things, but be looking for that. We're talking this week about that. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Let's explore what we can do. It's super fun. And I find those things are always very well attended.
Yeah.
The beekeeping classes, people are always super interested in the beekeeping and how bees help us and the world. But our classes, too, like we have them at Long Meadow High School, so it always looks like it's very small because the auditorium is so huge. But we get between 100 and 150 people, and not all of them end up being beekeepers.
Yeah.
But everybody comes and finds the information fascinating. So it's super fun.
So everybody look for Westfield on weekends, beekeeping. Coming up, hopefully very, very soon.
Yes.
And we'll talk after the program.
I would love that. I would love to help with that.
Yeah. Jess, first, everybody, take a look at that beautiful scene behind us.
Where are we?
Yeah, this on the center. There.
Look
There's your former place. Did you know the Blue Umbrella Books is becoming Amy's Barbecue?
No, but what a great.
They're taking both storefronts.
If it has
They're
to be
taking
something
both.
else,
They torn
Leo's.
down. Leo's.
Leo's and Blue Umbrella are going to be a barbecue place.
And one storefront, yeah.
I'm in.
And
Sign me up.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with barbecue.
No. Oh, well, with barbecue and books, why couldn't they have a rack in there for barbecue?
Well, we might be able to convince them to put a rack of books in with their rack of ribs. Why not?
A rack of lamb and a rack of books.
A little free library or something.
Yeah. We've got to contact the owners. Maybe that'll do it.
Just saying.
Yeah, just saying. Hey, Happy New Year. How'd you celebrate?
We very quietly stayed home and went to bed for the first time in our lives before midnight, which was very exciting.
How did it? Well, I don't want you to.
Did you sleep till 11 the next morning?
We slept until 11 the next morning, starting the new year off right. No, we did wake up early. You know what? My husband took me to brunch on New Year's Day
really?
at a friend's restaurant. We drove all the way to Boston for New
Nice.
Year's Day
What does that
brunch.
look like the day after?
I'll tell you what, it was amazing. And again, one of those times in my life where I was like, I don't know, Sean, like I have to give him credit for being a genius, because he said, no, it's not going to be bad. It's New Year's Day. Everyone's going to be recovering, relaxing. Like there will be
Correct.
no traffic. There will be no problems. We probably won't even need a reservation. Made a reservation anyway, but we got to Boston in like 70 minutes. Like it was crazy. There was no one on the road.
Gosh.
We parked our car right around the corner from the restaurant we were going to, walked right in, sat right down. It was very lovely.
Tell us about the name of the restaurant. We always like to.
The restaurant is Little Donkey in Cambridge. And
Little Donkey?
Yes, and it is fantastic. Our friend Jamie is a James Beard award-winning chef, so
Holy
we're
cow.
very proud of him, and we love his food.
That's the real
so-
deal right there.
Yeah, he won twice. That never happens. So
Wow.
Yeah, you don't-
yeah. So he really makes fantastic food. So to start the new year out, we thought, let's go eat our favorite stuff, and let's go to bed early and not have a hangover. So
This is good news. So you're in the restaurant and you looked around. Did you look around to see whether there were anybody that had was really under the weather a bit?
Yes, there were definitely a couple people you could tell had been out celebrating the night before, and we were joking with our server too. She was like, I tried to go home early, but you know. So when you got to work the New Year's Day brunch after working New Year's Eve, that's a little rough too.
Oh gosh, yes.
But yeah, we decided it was going to be bed early for us this year, and it was nice.
Was that part of your New Year's Eve resolution, perhaps?
I would say yes, sort of. I try to not make the resolutions specifically, but the idea of actually starting the new year out without a hangover for potentially the first time in our lives was a nice change. There's that. Yeah.
I didn't have one either.
You didn't
No,
have
I didn't have a. I didn't have a hangover either.
All right, so I'm going to ask the question.
Michelle worked, so I was.
Oh, okay. So you were alone. So you didn't.
New Year's
had
Day.
this moment of New Year's Day. You were
Yeah,
alone.
yeah. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Michelle left the tavern at probably about 4 after 12. Because she had to work in the morning. She made it till midnight. I stayed till about 12:30, 1:45, and then I went home and I turned the TV on. I figured, all right, I'll watch the rest of the country ring in the New Year.
Yeah,
nice.
I lasted probably 25 minutes because I thought the entertainment was absolutely horrid.
Horrible.
It was horrible. No matter where they were, it was absolutely horrible.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I really wanted to see is they were doing a live party from New Orleans.
Oh.
And I thought that would be
Sounds
great.
like it'd be great, yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
See, the country one I thought was pretty good.
The country one,
Nashville
yes,
was
from
good.
Nashville was good. Yeah, that
The
was.
New Orleans one is where you have the drag queen in a slipper coming down. I think.
Oh
they
yeah,
lowered
it was
that.
horrible.
Oh,
you know
he comes down, or she. Excuse me. She comes down
what-
about.
they come down
15 feet.
Yeah.
It's not a. It's not. It's nothing.
Oh, okay.
You know.
And-
Madam
Oh, that's
Chablis or
the
some-
ball drop?
Instead of the ball
It's a
drop,
queen
you-
in a
Yeah.
shoe?
It's a queen in a shoe.
I like
but,
the idea.
Right, but at least they could have gotten. But at least they could have gotten somebody who had talent.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
That was my whole thing. It was not. It doesn't bother me. It's just like, okay,
No,
they
I
can't
know.
sing.
Yeah. Oh no. I absolutely. I don't know who. We've got to. Maybe we'll do that here.
That sounds wonderful. Let's start planning now.
I'm not putting a dress on
boy.
again.
You are in charge.
All right, Klinger.
You are as my assistant. You are. We'll doll you up. We'll shave you. We're gonna make.
No.
What would be your drag name, Rick?
I don't know. There's got to be a generator on
So
something
that-
to
all
tell
right,
you
all right,
what,
okay.
what would be my drag name.
Electra generator. Electra generator.
I like it.
Do you like that?
Yes,
Electra.
Electra.
You like that, Electra?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
Yeah. How about you? You have a drag name?
I don't have a drag name. Did you
Can
want
women
to,
be drag?
to knight me with a drag name?
Well, the first
Can,
one that.
wait, can women do drag?
No, yes, of course. They do.
I'm sorry, I'm
Hey,
naive
Bob,
on this
according
one.
to RuPaul, I'd be Miss Ida Surprise.
Oh.
There's a RuPaul drag queen
You mean you
generator.
could go online and come up with a drag name?
Of course you can.
How do you do it, Peter?
There's something
Stand by.
for
Give me a
everyone.
minute.
All right. My great one, Jim Quinn's name. This is the best name for a drag queen. As an older drag queen, Muffy Chiffon.
Muffy chiffon is wonderful.
Isn't that a great
Yes,
name? Yeah,
Muffy
chiffon. Yeah.
So
Now-
I've got a funny story.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, because we were on vacation, a family vacation down to the Cape, and we took a day trip to Provincetown.
No, first it's Provincetown.
There you go, Bob.
Oh, look
I'm
it.
sorry.
All right, no. Okay, what would your drag name be? Month you were born. All right. And then there has no title. Okay. So everybody look and see what, according to RuPaul. All right. Mine is Madam.
Mrs. A Lot of Lake.
Mrs. A Lot of Lake is yours.
I
All right, wait.
Hey, that's appropriate for the plunge.
First letter of
I
your
can't see
first
that far.
name, Bob. Okay.
When were you born?
I'm Lady. I've got Lady, but I can't see what it says next to J because my vision is not working properly.
Ornacia.
Lady, Ornacia, and then M for Martin.
Mine is terrible. Madam
Filth.
Madam Backball.
Lady Ornacia Filth is my name.
What is it?
Lady Ornacia Filth.
Milady.
Yeah. Mine is Backball Wild. My Backball Wild. That doesn't. Madam Backball Wild.
I like it.
That doesn't. No. I don't even know what it means. Yo, Peter, you said yours. I like yours. I didn't surprise.
You did. I just surprised is a good one.
It's a really good one.
Surprise!
So, and what was yours? Rick?
A Lot of Lake.
A Lot of Lake.
Mrs. A Lot of Lake.
Mrs. A Lot of Lake. That means that you have to carry a handbag. You know, if your name is Mrs. A Lot of Lake.
And are we going somewhere?
I want to circle back because I want to hear Rick's story about P-Town.
So, So, I know none of you have met my mother, but she was always the very, not prim and proper, but, not, she was not naive or anything like that. So we are sitting there, we were doing something, maybe had ice cream or something, we're sitting down there. So somebody comes up to her and asks her what time it is in this deep voice. So, of course, my mother...
Excuse me, could you tell me what time it is?
Of course, my mother, being my mother, looks at her watch. She was a nurse, so she always had a watch on.
Yeah.
And she looked at her watch, and she looks up and starts to say the time and goes, it was a drag queen. It was a drag queen. It was the funniest thing watching her just go, and my father's just sitting there going, he had this look on his face like, what the heck?
Speaking of great drag queens, Jinx Monsoon, the legendary Jinx Monsoon. That's Jinx Monsoon is a drag legend. She is going into the Mama Morton role and the matron in Chicago. You know that when you're good to Mama, Mama's good to me. You ever saw Chicago, the film or whatever?
I've not seen Chicago.
So it's Broadway. Broadway calls, and she is playing. She's not playing a drag queen in the show. She's playing an honest-to-God character, and it's a real plus in a sense for the LGBTQ RuPaul community of drag queens. Which in Europe, in England, it is. There are very famous ones, including Eddie Izzard. Do you know Eddie Izzard?
Of course.
And he's not a drag queen. He is for years he was known as a transvestite comedian or whatever. Now he is a trans comedian, and again, just incredible. So Jinx Monsoon. So your last. We're going to play a song. I'm going to play. Actually, this is really good. Today is Hot Buttered Rum Day.
Why don't we have any hot buttered rum?
Yeah.
Let's talk about
you
hot
brought
buttered
donuts
rum.
on
Have
donut
you ever
day,
made a
Bob?
hot buttered rum? I mean, it's
No.
not, I don't know. To me, it sounds a little greasy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've never had one.
Well, I don't even know what's in it. I mean, is it just rum that you heat with put a little pat of butter in it and whatever? It just sounds to me
It reminds me of in Harry Potter they have the butter beer.
Oh yes,
is the
it's
thing, and then when you
non-alcoholic.
when you go to the theme parks, you can drink the butter beer. So I'm just thinking of a hot version of that, which tastes like a delicious Werther's Original in liquid form or something. So
sort of like
I would
butterscotch.
That I would like.
Yeah.
Here we
That I
go,
would
Peter.
I think that's what what I'm picturing. Like
it has it here, but there's
frothy-
butter rum recipe.
it doesn't give me the recipe.
Wait a minute.
no.
It says go to the recipe someplace. It's got to have the butter.
It just tells me.
Well,
maybe it's a little farther.
there
Oh,
it
here we
is.
go. So we've got it's got brown sugar,
Yeah.
unsalted butter, vanilla extract,
Some cream.
cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice,
Oh,
and
wow.
dark rum,
Yeah. Oh, dark. That's
and
better.
hot,
Okay.
hot water. So it's
There's
a little
no cream in that.
No cream in it. Yeah, the butter must give it its appearance of.
Creaminess, frothiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Will you try that for us and then come back and report?
And let you know what it's
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
After I have my nap in the afternoon.
Yeah,
You
after
have
my
your nap.
afternoon nap.
Have your nap.
I'll
after.
afterwards. It'll
Afterward.
definitely put me out.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
right. So listen, so Wisconsin came up. Our great music director in Wisconsin, Christian Homan came up with it. He says, so for this week, I found something different with words and upbeat. Looking at the national days of the week, I saw today is National Bootleggers Day.
Bootleggers.
And he thought bluegrass. Then he realized, I know a bluegrass band called Hot Buttered Rum, and it just happens to be Hot Buttered Rum Day.
Say it 5 times fast.
Yeah.
I love bluegrass.
Okay, so no brainer, right? Here's a short, upbeat song by the San Francisco area bluegrass band, Hot Buttered Rum. It's the Hot Buttered Rum String Band, and they're playing Uncloudy Day. I'm so darn sick, excuse me. It's early morning. Darn Uncloudy Day. So let's hear the Hot Buttered Rum version of Uncloudy Day.
Oh, they tell me of a land far beyond the sky. They tell me of a land far away. They tell me of a land where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Oh, the land of a cloudless day. Oh, the land of an uncloudy sky. Oh, they tell me of a land where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Oh, they tell me of a land where my friends have gone. They tell me of a land far away where the tree of life in eternal bloom sheds its fragrance through the uncloudy day. Oh, the land of a cloudless day. Oh, the land of an uncloudy sky. Oh, they tell me of a land where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Oh, the land of a cloudless day. Oh, the land of an uncloudy sky. Oh, they tell me of a land where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day. Oh, they tell me of an uncloudy day.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, Great futures start here.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for ArtSpeak, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, January 17th, 2023, and counting. My name is Bob Plass. Hey, listen, Westfield on Weekends is the show. That's where we got our name. I realized yesterday, get this, that our show's initials are WIT, WIT. How do you like that? WIT. WIT. What is WIT? Sure, I could see both of you are so excited.
Wow,
It's a way of describing
Tuesday.
It's a way of describing a condiment on a Philly cheesesteak.
Wit. Oh yeah. You want wit?
You got a wit.
With or
That's right, am I
without?
right?
Or without.
With or without?
Am I right or am I right?
Extra whiz.
I was
wit.
thinking it was sort of like, wow, it's sort of like
You're just a
Wow.
witty person.
intelligent.
Wit.
Intelligent.
You're just a witty
fun.
person.
Yeah.
Wow, wit.
Well, you're a witty person. You actually, Jessica, you make me laugh.
Oh,
I mean,
thank you.
not
That's
just.
no, I'm taking it for the compliment it is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I've got
It's often that I enjoy having a good time conversation and having a laugh now and then. Do you have friends who you have conversations and you never get a laugh?
Yes, that's the thing. Well, I wouldn't say friends because once you have that experience with someone several times, you just kind of try to drift casually away from them because it's not fun to hang out if you can't have a laugh.
You only hang out with funny people, don't you, Rick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
That's why we get along so well.
Yeah. I hang out. Yes. So I hang out with a lot of funny
And
people.
I'll hang out with beautiful people too. So that's the
You hang out with
I'll
people.
qualify
only with
for
beautiful people.
Yeah. I like
must
to
be
hang out with
attractive and
people.
funny.
Yeah. I like to hang out with people who make me feel good.
Yeah.
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 And you both make me feel good.
See?
Also, I like to hang out with the board of directors like we have at Westfield on weekends. And we are, and Kathy Bradford, the director of the Westfield Creative Arts Center, and I have been hanging out with James Johnson Corwin, our board of directors artist. He's been on the board of Westfield on weekends for a long while. He's the multimedia manager of Reminder Publications. You know Jim?
Yes.
Jim
Yes, I
Johnson
do.
I know
Corwin?
James.
Yeah. Actually, for this, we're calling him James Johnson Corwin because it's my favorite things, and it's an art exhibit at Westfield on weekends that has more than 70 different paintings and artworks for folks to buy as a fundraiser for WOW. And they are of everything from a hamburger to donuts to streetscapes to seascapes to futuristic things to portraits. This guy's mom, James' mom, was a portrait artist that was classically taught, who taught her son. And so James likes to produce paintings like rabbits like to produce bunnies. Kind of like, does that make sense? And so there are so many wonderful, wonderful works of art in this gallery show. And we are doing it. You can come in, you can find when was the last time that you looked at a Big Mac and said, I'd like to have that on my wall? Or
Never.
Or a pear or an apple or an onion or something. Oh, a telephone. One of those dial phones. What do we call those phones that you dial?
A telephone.
A rotary phone.
Rotary telephone.
Yeah,
Yes.
telephone.
Yeah, it's called a telephone, Bob.
One ringy-dingy.
Yes, there you go.
A rotary.
One.
A rotary. I never even.
Dial. That's
I
a
never.
rotary
Do
phone.
you remember the rotary phone?
Yes.
Okay.
We had one, and then if you made a mistake, you had to hang up and start all over again.
all
Yeah.
over
We
again.
And,
took-
and then you couldn't make a long distance call until after 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, something.
And
like
you
that.
always
Oh,
had
yeah,
to
outside
dial
of front.
0 in order to make
Yes.
that long distance call.
Yes.
Yeah, and so he's got a really wonderful picture of a rotary phone. And one of the things I think about James' work is that it's nostalgic. It brings you back to some event in your life because you say, oh my gosh, I forgot about marbles. When I was a kid, I loved marbles. Look at those picture of marble. At any rate, the exhibit is up through February. You can see it on, Mondays, Tuesdays, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursday, and Friday from 5:30 until 8, okay? And on Saturdays from 12 until 5. And there's a special reception on February 4th that is going to be really exciting because James will be painting there and answering questions. He might even be painting in the window of Westfield on Weekends Creative Arts Center throughout the month. So if you see him, go down and knock on the door, go in, look at a painting, and we could actually create a painting for you, perhaps.
Can we set up? Can I set up a Corwin cam?
We would love to have a Corwin cam. Oh my God, that would be
have to
great.
figure out how to do that.
Yeah,
maybe he could paint a bee.
He's got to be.
And
he's got to be in a hive. Yeah, and I've talked to him about that because the idea is that you give him an idea and he runs with it, and you say, will it be good? Won't it be? The guy's got extreme artistic talent and is able to create something. He's like the Bob Ross of this area, except Bob Ross to me was always kind of like. So step up from
because he still does the layouts for the Westfield News and
oh my God, he's done
yeah,
and he's working with a do you know a band called Chung? Wang Chung? Wang Chung from the 70s?
Well,
80s. Wang Chung is 80s, 90s.
Yeah, we're going to Wang Chung tonight.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it a band too?
It's also the band's name was Wang Chung.
Wang Chung.
Wang Chung, and he's working with a British musician who is from Wang Chung. The name of the band is a band called Dave, and he does their speaking of bands.
Yes.
Yeah. So Westfield on Weekends. Go on westfieldonweekends.com to see all of that. We have courses and classes starting up. There's a bee exhibit coming up from the Smithsonian. There's hopefully some beekeeping events that you can probably come down and meet Jessica Martin in person. Wouldn't people like to meet you in person?
I would love to meet people in person.
You are a realtor as well, aren't you?
That's a fact.
So why don't we play a song? You know who died last week?
I don't know.
Jeff
who died
Beck.
last week.
Jeff Beck.
Oh yes.
Lisa Marie Presley.
That's a loss.
Yeah, Lisa Marie Presley as well. And who else?
There was a third. Wasn't there a third?
There's always a third, right?
There's always a third.
Yes, it always comes in threes.
Oh, Gina Lollobrigida.
All right, that's not who I was
That's
thinking
who Rick
of.
was thinking of,
Yes,
definitely.
exactly. That's why. Whom?
You don't know Gina
Gina
Lollobrigida?
La
You say that 3 times. So you don't know who Gina Lollobrigida was?
No.
Sophia Loren. You know Sophia Loren?
I know who Sophia Loren was.
Sophia Loren.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, Gina Lollobrigida was the Kmart version of Sophia Loren.
Poor man's Sophia Loren.
Well,
got it.
She was one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Somebody posted a thing last night of one of the Warner Brothers things of it says caution something Lollobrigida.
Yeah, Gina
and it was
she died. She was 93 or 95, something like that. So she passed away. But Jeff Beck, and I thought of Sean, your husband, Sean Martin.
Yes.
Well, did he have some words to say about Jeff Beck? What did he say when Jeff?
He was what we say is on social media when a celebrity dies and everybody's like posting all the stuff like they were friends, like, oh, this is such a terrible loss or gone too soon. Sean was like, he played a concert the night before and he was 78 years old and lived like a crazy person, so good for him. That's what Sean said.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
was like,
More
that's awesome.
power.
Yeah, who doesn't want to go out like that? You don't know it's coming. You just did the thing you love.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's
He'd been around. I can't believe that he'd been around for all those decades.
Just put out a record with Johnny Depp,
Just recently. I'm honest to God. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
He was so prolific, and if you listen to, there's an article. If you Google the 10 essential Jeff Beck songs, if you Google that, you'll come up with 10 different songs from different eras in his life. And I'm playing one of them because this is very interesting. Barab Bajango. Do you know that song, Bara
Don't know
Bajango?
that one. No.
By who?
By Donovan.
Yeah. Now who's Donovan?
So Michael Buster McMahon played a song yesterday.
What did he play?
That the Rod Stewart song "Infatuation." Jeff Beck played guitar on that song. He did the solo for it, and it was awesome.
And
yeah.
I don't remember this one. Robbie Bachman from Bachman Turner Overdrive passed away.
No.
Oh my gosh, no. Oh my God. Yes, I remember hearing that.
I didn't.
Oh, I saw it and I thought, I should mention that as well.
I did not see that one.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Beck, incidentally.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to play Donovan, who you know, what can you tell me, Donovan, a song by Donovan?
No.
Neither you can't?
No.
Peter, can you a song by Donovan?
Not off the top of my head, but if you
Do you remember him at all?
Yes, I do.
Sunshine Superman or something
That's
like
the one
that.
that keeps popping up. Yes.
And then
Hurdy-gurdy man.
Hurdy-gurdy man. Oh yeah. Adam Rich died.
Yeah,
So
I didn't see
the young
that.
kid from 8 is Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just it's.
Did they die of sudden cardiac arrest?
He had no.
I'm just busting.
Oh
down,
yeah. Adam Rich had a lot of drug
Yeah.
issues, et cetera, as did Lisa Marie Presley, and you wonder how much of being a kid of a famous, being young and famous.
But she didn't look good at the Golden Globes.
Oh, she
when
was.
they interviewed her. She was
at the
she
Golden
couldn't
Globes
stand
on
up.
Sunday and then passed away later in the week.
Yeah, if you notice the interview, she was not steady
She was
on her
not
feet.
there. Yeah.
So
no. Yeah,
that's
it's
a
so
sad. Yeah.
So sad. So at any rate, I want to play this song by Donovan because you don't assume anybody that's old. You're going to think, oh God.
Anybody who's old.
It's going to think Donovan and Jeff Beck don't go together. Listen to how Jeff Beck makes this really dull song by Donovan into this really it builds and it builds because of Jeff Beck's guitar. Bara Bajango by Donovan.
She came to meet a man. She found an angel. Goo 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 ba-da-ba-jago was his name now. Goo 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 ba-da-ba-jago was his name now. Goo 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 ba-da-ba-jago was his name now. He very wise in the below. Scott Joe Cure now. She came to feed the pain with his wildflower. Goo 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 ba-da-ba-jago was his name now. Goo 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 ba-da-ba-jago was his name now. Goo 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 ba-da-ba-jago was his name now. Goo 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 ba-da-ba-jago was his name now. Fine, I said a dime. He prepared for her. G to make her feel while incense burned. In love pool eyes float feathers after the struggle. The hopes burst and shot joy all through the mind. Sorrow more distant than a star. Multicolor run down over your body. Then the liquid passing all into all. Love is hot. Truth is molten. True, the song is singer. While the leaves squeeze. Ting, tiny little belly rock. Sleepily she looked. He filled the leather cup, holding her gaze. She took a little sample while singing on this phrase.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield. Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is January 17th, 2023. We're having an eclectic conversation.
It's kind of, it's Tuesday. So it's Tuesday morning.
Wow, it's Tuesday, everybody.
Tuesday over
Yeah,
here.
hey, personal assistant here. You have something.
So I want to bring it to somebody's attention. The Westfield Police Department is working on this investigation of this vandalism, theft. I'm calling it a hate crime here in what happened here in Westfield.
Okay, got it.
On South Broad Street.
South
Maple Street.
South Maple Street.
Yeah.
To give me something on South Maple so I can.
South Maple Street is the where the Shell station is, the car wash
between Abner Gibbs and the Coles Bridge.
Yeah, Abner Gibbs going to Southwick.
Oh, where I'm on that street all the time.
Yeah, right around the corner from you. Well, this happened right around the corner from you, so it's not very far from your house.
Oh my gosh!
So this group of people have, for the 5th time, have vandalized and stole property off of this house. They have
the same house?
Yes, the same thing. So they have stolen pride flags.
Oh, I know the house.
Yes, and taken them and pride signs and taken them and destroyed them and stuff. So it happened in the early morning, I believe on Monday morning.
Right.
A theft of several gay pride flags from the South Maple Street address.
And it's been happening for a while.
Yes,
this
is the
first
fifth.
incident.
This is the 5th time at the same thing.
So they keep putting up the pride sign
and the flags,
proud and the flags, etc.
Yeah, and
and somebody keeps taking them down.
Yeah, and this time they were taken to the back parking lot at the YMCA and burned.
Oh my gosh!
And then
so it's some idiot in the neighborhood,
right? So we don't know because
we don't know whether it's in the neighborhood.
There were 3 people. 2 are doing the stealing. 1 looks like they're either videotaping in a lookout, and then they all are picked up in front of the Westfield Athenaeum in a white SUV.
Oh wow! Look at
and driven away. So
okay,
this is
know.
So this to me, I'm sorry, this is a hate crime. This is targeting a specific house and doing this. So
if for a specific reason,
right?
I mean, you don't. And it looks like it's planned because if you see where did you see this on Facebook?
This is on Facebook. Yeah, it's on the Westfield Police Department page
posting,
and on the Westfield community forums and stuff like that. It's been out through there. So what I want to say is just in your neighborhood, keep an eye out for people.
Yes.
If something doesn't belong, call the cops. Go out and make some noise and say something.
Yeah.
Scare them away. Definitely call 911 if you don't say it's happened in my neighborhood. I brought it up just before Halloween. Those people were trying to steal my neighbor's decorations out on their lawn that their kids did.
Oh my gosh!
So
I can't believe people even attempt things like this nowadays with everyone having like the Ring doorbells and things like that. Like you're gonna get caught.
Right. Well, they're here in masks and facial covering.
They're wearing masks.
Oh yeah, they're wearing masks. Yep.
Oh my god!
They're completely covered.
They're pulling down the signs. I mean, they're right up on the.
Yep.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And
That's
maybe
terrifying.
there is you can recognize the clothing
Right.
of these people. Maybe
Yep.
you recognize the car, and we know you're out there, buddy.
Right.
We know you're out there, and we
Well, they
we
think
can't
one of them might
tolerate
be
that.
a female because they was commenting saying one of them could very well could be a female. So it's
Yeah,
not
I-
just one person.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
no,
just
it's
one.
three because you see somebody watching to make sure that nobody sees.
In the end, it's just some stupid people that'll end up getting caught because they usually do.
Right.
Well, they're not only stupid people; they're felons. They're not. Maybe it's the word isn't felon.
No,
but
no, no. Because if they consider it a hate crime,
Yeah, that would be a felony.
it would be a felony.
It's a felony.
Yeah.
And
So just watch out for your neighbors.
I have a kind of a funny story about something similar to that. I think I may have told this, and if I did, you tell me, because we don't want to bore our listeners, for God's sakes. Look, so I get a phone call from the young girls who live next door to me, who are these 4 wonderful students from Westfield State who've lived there for 2 years, and I've really enjoyed having them next door. Listen to that. I've really enjoyed having them live next door to me. So Mary calls me at 1 o'clock in the morning. Speaking of, you never call a neighbor.
Were you sleeping? Yeah.
Was I sleeping? Yeah. Yeah. And I said, Mary, I know. She said, first she began, Bob, please forgive me. I am so sorry. I'm getting frightened because there's a car in your driveway that is parked there with its lights on, and I think they're looking at our house, et cetera, et cetera. And so I said, "Oh my gosh!" So I got out of bed, and and with the phone in my hand, and she said, "They've left." Okay. So I said, "Well, look, I'll follow through on this. Maybe we ought to call the police and let them know." She says it's happened. This is the 3rd time it's happened, or 2nd or 3rd time, et cetera, et cetera. So I then informed the police. They informed the police. And so Snoopy Detective Bob starts to think.
I'm surprised you don't have a camera on your house.
Well, the police told me to get a little camera on my house. I'm gone. So now, don't worry, there is going to be a camera there. Okay. Because now I'm starting to think, oh my God, maybe I ought to be having a camera. Because maybe it's not the girl's house maybe it's hate crime.
Now Bob is getting the paranoid department.
Yeah, now I'm getting into the what do I do to make myself safe and to make the girls next door feel safe? So I started to think, and Mary said to me, maybe could your newspaper man be in the driveway, maybe folding papers or something? And I started to think, and I said, not at 1 o'clock in the morning. That would never happen, would it? So,
it could.
So then I got a Christmas card from my newspaper man, and it had his address on it. So I got into the car.
Bob!
Stop it.
Wait, yeah. So there was a white van. Mary had told me it was a white van. Speaking of white vans, that's a white van.
That was that's a white SUV.
A white SUV.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said, I'm going to drive by my newspaper delivery man's house. So I drove. I had the address.
Stalker
during
Bob.
the day.
Sherlock Holmes
during
over here.
So Sherlock
Stalker.
Holmes drives up in front of the house, and I parked. And then I said, "Wait a minute! I'm doing exactly what
what you're being.
I could be stalking this guy."
Begets stalking.
And there was no car there, and I said, "I'm just going to wait until the car pulls up, and then I'm going to."
So you posted up, and we're watching.
And we
your
were
car
just
get put down?
writing up a check for it. Thank you for all your service to us. It was Christmas time, and
Yeah.
whatever, et cetera, et cetera.
Now you know
Okay.
the rest of the story.
Well, the rest of the story is this: I woke up by mistake.
By mistake?
By mistake. It's always by mistake when I write up. Yeah. I woke up by mistake at 11:30 one night, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm going out, and I'm going to go in the living room, and I'm going to
Stake
wait
out.
for this van to come. Sure enough, a white van pulls into the driveway with its lights on.
Okay.
while I'm there. I'm kind of like, so it took me.
So the van really wasn't sneaking into your driveway.
A van actually
So it just
drove
pulled into your
pulled
driveway.
into my driveway.
With its lights on. And now if you were sneaking into the driveway, you'd turn the lights off and
Well, that's what we thought. But I thought maybe they just want to scare both the girls next door and James and I. Okay? And they bold as brass, pull in, and we're watching you, that sort of thing. So I got up. I was in the living room. I got out of bed. I said, I'm going to catch them in the act of being themselves. I went around to the front to the door in the front in my pajamas, which is scary to begin with, and
with a broom in his hand.
With my broom. No. Oh, I didn't even think of that. So I get out of there, and the car is driving off. So I couldn't catch them in the act. But then I said,
"Was your paper there, Bob?"
Guess what? My paper was there. It was the paper man, and then the police called Mary saying that they had discovered that it was indeed my new delivery person who sits there and folds the papers because I'm like the first person on the route or whatever. I feel so badly, but at any rate, there's my story.
I could see Bob like hiding behind the tree and jumping out at
I really wanted to do that.
Coming out with him with like a pitchfork.
Yeah. I was going to say, what the heck are you doing in my driveway, et cetera, et
delivering
cetera.
your paper, sir. Yeah.
Now, if it was a bad person, I might have been shot. I mean, like, should I have just
We're going to
stayed in?
send. Hey, Bob, we should send you the concealed carry course.
Yes, but
since then we've invested.
I don't know if I trust Bob with a lethal weapon.
Yeah,
no,
but
maybe a taser.
Yeah.
But the first rule of if you're going to do something, right, you don't pull into the driveway with your lights on to wake everybody up.
Well, that's true. If you're going to be in my driveway and you're going to be doing
shut
that,
your lights off. And
but then it's even creepier for the girls next door. I don't think my newspaper man is now doing that. He's finding another place.
Or you park across the street. And then you
in
walk
the post
over.
office, yeah.
But even then, that's across the street staring at us. I don't know.
We do it often. I mean,
you are the guy. So I'll tell you one other story. We told this on the show when I apprehended the old Russian woman who was trying. We had all of this. We had all of this wood that we were trying to get rid of. I said, James, put it on the bank. Somebody will take it. Or no. Put it. We were going to call. Oh yeah, I know. We were going to call, and they were coming. The city to take all of this stuff that we had. Okay. So I wake up in the nighttime and I see a person out there putting the wood into their truck. Okay, rather than the city taking
stealing your
They're
trash.
Yeah. I was so annoyed.
Once you put it on the curb, it's fair game.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't realize that, but I wear boxers. Incidentally, everybody, if you're ever picturing. That's okay. So I'm wearing boxers.
I had my money on briefs.
I know.
Everybody, I apologize for what he does not know what he says.
I'm wearing tighty whities on this one particular night. I ran out of boxers.
It's been like that for years.
I ran out there in my tidy whities to an older woman who couldn't speak English, who was just there, an older Russian woman, a lovely, lovely person, and she got so nervous because I'm standing there
in your tidy whities,
my tidy whities, saying, "What are you doing?" She couldn't, and so she gave me. I finally said to her, "Give me your." She gave me my phone number. Her phone number of her son. So I called the son the next day to say to her, listen, your mom was trying to steal my stuff. She's welcome to come in and take
Bob,
it away.
The lead teacher just said, I was about to close the door because it was wide open.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody talking about tidy whities, and I realized we're in an educational facility, and I'm not sure if that's quite jiving with what we're doing around here.
Oh my God. At any rate.
Matt just shook his head. I said, that's Bob. And he goes, I know. That's why I closed the door.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Hey, Let's play a song.
Yes, please.
Okay. The Penguin Plunge is happening. It's happening next week. You
Yep.
go to Children's Museum, Amelia Park Children's Museum.
AmeliaParkMuseum.org.
Okay.
And you can find it all. You can find me all over Facebook with the links to that and to my donation page.
Miss
And
Martin,
we
you
can
missed that.
donate.
You
Yeah.
missed a
Help
nice
us.
fundraiser with our good friend Rick over there Sunday at Skyline. You missed a great fundraiser.
Yeah, what a great thing.
Oh,
I
The
wanna-
beer
I wanna-
basket they were giving away weighed more than me.
What
it was
this fundraiser?
What was it? Yeah, it was a great fundraiser. I want to give a shout out to Skyline. They were absolutely phenomenal.
Well, what was he? What were you
It was
fundraising for?
For the plunge, for the Amelia Park
plunge,
Children's
and
They had
you
a
were
specialty-
bartending?
Yes.
Specialty drink. They had a raffle, and I had dinner over there with, and I helped sell those raffle tickets, and
Yeah,
we had a great time.
It was a great time, a good crowd.
You make some dough?
Yeah, they gave back 10% of the food sales for the day back to the Amelia Park Children's Museum.
to him. Oh, God.
Love that.
You know, I always
raffles
tell
did
everybody
pretty well,
I promote businesses in Westfield and promote my friends, and all the breweries in Westfield were great. All my friends at breweries, I just walked in and I asked them, if they could help with something. They were like, what do you want? So I put together a beer basket. There was a case and a half of beer.
Wow.
Glasses,
craft beer,
all from 5 different breweries, snacks and all sorts of stuff. It was a struggle for me to get it in the door. It was that heavy. So
Wow.
But a shout out to them, a shout out to Skyline for hosting the event,
And a shout out to Rick Berry for doing this kind. I mean, that's fun. I always say, get out there and volunteer. This the guy gets out there and volunteers all the time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I wanted to play something for the Penguin Plunge.
Okay.
Okay. So guess what? There was a group called the Penguins back in the 60s or the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
This is their big hit, Earth Angel.
Earth Angel.
The Penguins, everybody.
Yes.
6:30 song, Rick.
Earth angel, will you be mine, my darling dear? Love you all the time. I'm just a fool in love with you. Earth angel, the one I adore. Love you forever and evermore. I'm just a fool in love with you. I fell for you, and I knew the vision of your loveliness. I hope and I pray that someday I'll be the vision of your happiness. Oh, earth angel, please be mine, my darling dear. Love you all the time. I'm just a fool in love with you. I fell for you, and I knew the visions of your loveliness. I hope and pray
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for ArtSpeak, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Get me to a shower.
Cool it off.
What?
Wow, it's Tuesday. I just said that. Sean Martin, get thee to a shower. Sean Martin takes cold showers. Well, he's married to you.
I know.
Of course.
You just gotta cool him down.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Jessica just faced, what do you call this thing?
It's a QR code.
There's a QR code
to my donation page for the plunge.
Direct
Fabulous.
plunge donation.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
And thank you very much.
Jessica Martin Realty. What's happening? You were saying earlier that you have to learn all these new things about cannabis. How does
Yes.
that fit into realty of all things?
Well, because of the ever-changing rules in both Connecticut and Massachusetts, or ever-expanding rules, people are allowed to grow cannabis at home. People are trying to start cannabis businesses, and all these things relate back to real estate. What can I put where in zoning? I'm doing a more commercial real estate now than I ever have before.
Right.
And a lot of the commercial questions when you list a space for lease or sale are, can we make this a cannabis facility, whether it's for growing or for retail? So it's a brave,
and what's the answer to that question?
Unknown. So
Right, because it's a booming industry, a growing industry where
Yes.
the laws are being written as they go.
Yes.
Because they don't know.
And it's municipality based, so like the next town over might not have the same desire to have cannabis in town as the next town. Like I know where I live, initially town council voted against allowing a retail space, and then town council turned over, and now they're pro cannabis, so we may be getting a space. So it is very interesting to learn to navigate those things. And again, the default is always, I am not a lawyer, I do not know the law, but you have to learn what's current and what is possible for people. But yeah, even just the consumer, like the regular client who's, looking to have a grow room in their basement or something. Like I'm trying to be up on like, oh yeah, you could put some tents over here and there's enough electricity to run your like.
Right.
So are we allowed in Massachusetts to grow cannabis in our
Up
house?
to a certain amount, yes. I think you have 6 plants.
6 plants per adult.
Adults.
Per adult.
You and James could have 12
12?
plants.
12 plants per adult.
So you can
have 24. You could get a
You could
growing
have a
facility
field
down
of
there.
marijuana, pounds of marijuana, cannabis. I'm sorry.
Now there's no stipulations.
You
There's no
can't call it
Do you want me
marijuana?
do you want me to get you I feel like cannabis is the new marijuana.
Yeah.
every time I say marijuana, my friends who work in the industry will correct me and
It's
say cannabis.
cannabis.
Yeah.
See, I don't prefer. You say the word weed. I find that a little. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to smoke weed. I don't.
Well,
but
that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't think you could have a horticulture project in your basement that
I'd rather grow basil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's healthier for an older person,
to smoke
Are
basil.
you smoking
Right.
basil?
Oh, well, yeah.
Bob, don't smoke the basil.
A little. You eat a little mozzarella. You
That
drink
could be a
little
song,
olive
Bob,
oil,
don't smoke the basil.
Well, yes.
Nice
It's sort of
caprese salad.
let's have a caprese smoke.
Yes. Delicious.
See, my problem here is, okay, I just worry that putting anything into the lungs, I think edibles probably are the way to go if you don't want to destroy your lung. I may be wrong on this.
No,
but,
that's sensible. I think there are, I might be wrong too because I am not a scientist, but I feel like there's long-term studies that if you just are a smoker of cannabis, that I don't think it's a cancer-causing.
Oh, there's not?
Not like cigarettes. I don't think it kills you like smoking
Tar
cigarettes
and
or cigars or
nicotine.
anything will.
Got it.
So I feel like if that's all you do, but obviously keeping stuff out of your lungs is going to keep your lungs
I
healthier
well,
long-term.
yeah,
It's those vapes that scare me because there's no long-term information on whether it's a THC vape or a nicotine vape or whatever. That's scary. Those people doing the
Oh, yeah,
vapes.
and it looks like a lot of stuff is coming out of their lungs.
Yeah.
So as a realtor then, are there other things that you need to be, like for instance, chickens? Because apparently or bees for that matter.
All the time, yes. I deal with that stuff all the time. And you have to call the town, everybody. I just had a girl who had to have chickens. Like she had chickens at her current house and she was moving and needed to know that she could have the chickens. So town by town, as we looked, we had to look at how large a piece of property you needed to have a chicken, how many chickens you can have, are you allowed to have a rooster? There's all kinds of rules. So that's kind of super fun. If you want to be a chicken person, you got to know where you can have
No roosters.
Yeah, right, no roosters.
You can
Never.
you have chickens without a rooster?
Of course,
Are
yeah.
they very unhappy?
I don't know that they're unhappy. They're probably happier.
Happy, yeah.
Well, I don't. Do they produce? Oh, of course they produce it.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yep, they still can lay eggs without the rooster
Yeah,
around. But,
But a lot of my friends who have chickens right now, they're saying that because of the way the weather is right now, it's playing mind games with the chickens, so they're not laying as many eggs.
it's not cold enough or something. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be
and
cold
the way
enough.
it is, it has to do with light and the So it's
that
weird.
might be the reason why eggs are so expensive in the stuff. Have you noticed the price of eggs?
Well, the price of eggs in the store
There's
is
the reason
because
is
is there another?
there's a
our
virus
wonderful.
going on.
Oh, yeah, there was
no,
No, there's
too.
there's two reasons.
They killed a million
Part of it
chickens
is
or
an
something.
inflation, and part of it is there's a of avian virus going around.
Oh no, the other one is our wonderful lawmakers decided that the fact is that that you can't that all eggs in Massachusetts that are sold now have to be free range chickens from free range chickens. So that's one
Welcome
of the
to the
issues too.
progressive
Yeah,
idiots in
so
Boston.
yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Now, is a caged chicken considered a free-range chicken?
No.
Because to me,
Oh, wait a minute. Kenny
being
said it was the
caged-
voters that voted for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
yeah.
well,
It's a
yeah, the
ballot
liberal.
initiative.
Okay.
Yeah. And it,
So
Because chickens. Kenny says chickens have feelings.
yes.
Oh, well,
Right,
is a
they don't.
caged chicken a free-range chicken?
No.
No.
That's the opposite. Yes, cage
Yeah,
free.
but Bob, you know what? The conditions on farms.
I think cage free
have
is
gotten-
different than free range.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
have
Free
gone-
range. Yeah, they have to be cage free is what it is. So because they can be in like a paddock like this, a room like this, but not free range chickens are the expensive chicken you're getting that they like roam around the farms and stuff like that.
So
So,
Bob, were conditions horrible? Probably in the 60s and 70s. Yes. Have things changed because the economy made them change?
Right.
Yes. Have our lawmakers and put up ballot initiatives and all these groups put up ballot initiatives gone too far? Yes.
Well, okay. That's the political side of it. Let's talk about the practical side.
That's the practical side of it right
okay.
there.
All right. So the practical side of it, as a house seller,
Yes.
or I want to buy a house,
Yes.
you need to know what your ordinances say about what you can do with the property.
Exactly right. Yes.
There are some properties that are commercial that are or partially commercial or
Yeah, zoning matters, and in residential zoning, the rules are usually the same across the board, but you need to have a certain amount of space.
So if you're a home business, suppose I am what do you call those people that sell plastic goods? The Tupperware person.
Tupperware lady?
Yeah, Tupperware lady. Would I need to know whether my house is zoned for that?
I
kind of stuff?
don't think you have to count that as an actual home business. Like
Right.
even if you have a home office, you're going outside of your home to do Tupperware sales and parties. So that's more like my job, where I don't consider myself a home business, but I don't have a brick and mortar office.
But I'm having parties in my house to sell
Right, but-
Tupperware. Is that against the law?
No.
And
No.
could I do? Is that something I need to consider?
No, I think you need to just worry about your taxes when it comes to that. So I don't think it has
okay.
to do
All
with
right.
where you're at,
So
but
just don't
your
tell anybody.
income. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
If you're insured and you're claiming it on your taxes, you're safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there anything new on the horizon for our home sellers and buyers right now that they need to be aware of?
Oh, no, just that interest rates are still high and inventory is still low. People are still shopping, but at a lesser crazy pace. So sellers are going to have to bring the prices down a little bit.
James says to me yesterday, "Oh my God!" I said, "What happened? It sounds like something's wrong." He said, he went on Zillow, and the price of our house on Zillow has gone down a little bit.
Dropped. Yeah. Don't trust Zillow.
Don't
Right,
trust.
but do you still feel that the prices are inflated?
High, yes. They're still a little bit high, but they're going to continue to hold their value because we have now 18 months of comparative sales to have those appraisals still hold up. But because everything is the top of someone's budget and the interest rates are so high, buyers are not willing to pay that high price.
Right.
Last 2 buyers I got under contract were like $10,000 under asking price. So that hasn't happened in 2 years. So I like that it's shifting in that way, that negotiations are coming back.
Right.
You don't have to sell your firstborn child to actually get into a house right now. But it still seems very expensive because you're still paying a high price with a high interest rate. So.
Right. What are the interest rates now? What are you seeing?
Oh gosh, I didn't look today, but still close to 6.
Wow. I'll tell you, when I bought my house back when I originally purchased, I was paying 6.25.
Yeah, which didn't seem out of the question.
That was probably 20 some odd years ago.
Same. I was close to my first house was maybe in 07, and I was at 585 or something. So it didn't seem unreasonable.
Somehow or other, we got into a situation where we're paying 4%.
That's pretty good.
That's right.
Is that good?
Yeah, I'm at 3.5 right now, I believe.
Yeah, if it goes down more than a point, it's always like if it's more than a point in the difference and you're planning on staying like 5 years, it's worth refinancing when rates drop like that because the savings is significant. Significant. But if you're at 4%, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And this is not the time to refinance.
Oh, heck no.
No. My mortgage was originally was over $1,000 a month with taxes and everything, and now I'm paying like $7 something.
That's awesome.
700 and something. Oh yeah, it's great, and it gives me a lot of flexibility in that. And
don't be house poor. That's your advice.
Don't be
your
house
real estate
poor.
agent today.
Right.
Do not be house poor.
Okay, so you're going to have to come over and teach us how not to be house poor because we're spending there's no tomorrow, and there is a tomorrow.
There is a tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is Wednesday, and today is Tuesday. Wow, it is Tuesday. And Jessica Martin, there are so many areas that we haven't talked, books or whatever. Will you come back next month? Of course you'll come back.
I would love to come back next month if you'll have
Hey, I'm
me.
reading we're starting to read a great book on the top of the bestseller list. Maybe we'd read it and talk about it.
That sounds great.
Lessons in Chemistry, it's called, by Bonnie Garmus, Garmus.
It's on my list. We'll
Let's
read it
together. And James read it and laughed aloud. It was so funny.
Oh, okay.
And he said it's a really wonderful book. Lessons in Chemistry.
Apparently
has nothing to do with
I listen to you guys talk about, but I wish that I could sit and read a book.
All right, so
I have I just can't sit still.
Have we talked about an
That's my
audiobook
problem.
for you yet?
I have done the audio. When I was working on the road, I used to do audiobooks all the time. And Stephen King, one of my favorites, and he used to do his own reading.
Oh, yes.
I love it when the author reads their own
Him or James Wood used to do his things. And, you want to talk about listening to creepy people read the book to you.
That's why I like podcast, long
the
format
narrator
podcasts.
makes all the difference with the audio.
Everybody read Lessons in Chemistry. Maybe you could,
right.
Rick.
Yeah.
And
You've got a
come
month,
back
and then
we've
can-
got a month.
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, get out there and volunteer. I'm going to play Uriah Heep, of all things, as a new CD. Do you believe it?
I don't.
Yeah, and it's called Chaos in Color. This is from their new CD, Save Me Tonight. Save me tonight. Please save me. I want to go to sleep tonight. Bye.